So Heather, can you talk us through what we're going to cover today?
Very simply, Paula, we're going to cover the 5 classic mistakes people make when a guest speaker, and I think you and I have probably seen them all. How to make a presentation memorable, how to get speaking engagements, how to establish your credibility when delivering your presentation, and how to generate business with your presentation. And then we're going to look at how to eliminate nerves when you're presenting. Now, it's interesting that fear of public speaking is in the top 5 stressful experiences. Get it right, and you have this great opportunity to generate business and credibility. But I know many people don't even give themselves the opportunity to get it wrong. So Paula, let's look at nerves first, because I think this is what holds a lot of people back. How can people reduce their nerves when speaking in public?
One of the really great ways I think of doing this is to just practice some positive affirmations and just keep telling yourself, I am a good speaker. Because the more that you think about these things, the more you will actually be convinced that you are a good speaker and you'll start to believe yourself. If you practice and prepare your presentations as well, this is absolutely crucial to being able to get yourself across as a good public speaker and to help you deal with those nerves. Lack of preparation just means that you're very ill prepared and ill equipped to go ahead and do your presentations. Also, if you write out the first and the last things that you want to say, these are some of the things that help to make you very memorable in a presentation. So if your opening sentence isn't one that will grab people's attentions, you will start to recognise this if you've had any presentations or guest slots that haven't gone quite as well as that you would like. So these are things that people remember. So begin with a great opening line and finish with a great line. Make sure that those are written out. Try some relaxation exercises as well. A bit of deep breathing never goes amiss. If anybody does yoga, Pilates, those sorts of things are fantastic for helping you just to build your confidence and sense of self up a little bit. And also remember, excuse me, the audience want you to succeed. Nobody wants to go to a presentation and look at somebody failing or flailing. So just bear that in mind. Usually the audience is going to be on your side. Heather, you and I are both naturally shy people, and yet we're both trainers. So we have to stand up in front of people day in and day out. What do you do to conquer your nerves?
I think the first thing I do is I really do use positive affirmation. And I know it sounds silly, but any time that I'm slightly concerned or maybe I'm out of my comfort zone, I just say to myself, and I just say it to my head, I can do anything I want to. So I really encourage you that if you, it sounds really basic, but actually it does work, is for you to find a phrase that helps you feel confident and good. And it's got to be about you and what you want to do. And get into the habit of saying it to yourself 3, 4, 5 times in the day until you start to associate it with that feeling of confidence. And then when you come into situations like being a guest speaker, you just need to say it to yourself. And it's amazing how much your subconscious mind can take that forward. So I don't use it personally, but I know a lot of people use positive visualization, where they're picturing a really successful presentation, the audience lapping up what they were saying, and lots of questions, and then afterwards lots of, inquiries that are useful. And so I don't personally use it, but I know other people do. The reason why I don't use it, because now, day in, day out, I'm standing up in front of people, so I don't really need to use it anymore, because I've got, if at any time I feel slightly worried, I just think back to a time when it went really well. Something that I've done it time and time again, but still when I'm forced to stand up there and present, i.e. not facilitate, not coach, I still feel the adrenaline go. And, the adrenaline is something that guest speakers need, but is also something that if it goes out of control, the fight and flight response kicks in, so your throat starts to close up, and you start to kind of lose the ability to kind of speak, because your body is diverting the blood to things like your legs so you can run away rather than your brain. And so you need a mechanism to enable you to kind of stop and get out of that. So I personally use the pause. And the pause is great because it gives you that opportunity just to give yourself time to think, but also gives your audience time to think. And take a deep breath. And more often than not, that's going to actually stabilize your nerves. And as I said, one of the things that I do if I'm going outside of my comfort zone, or maybe I'm in front of what I would feel could be a technically difficult audience, I just remember the times my presentation has been great. So, for example, I was working with an intact team of lawyers on Wednesday this week, and I've worked with them. I know my material. I've delivered this workshop, but there was 3 partners, including one board member, one senior associate, and the others were, still qualified. And it's quite a big deal having partners in workshops. And I was telling myself, the last 2 times I've delivered this, it's been loved and it's been great, and it's one of the most rated programs that this firm offers. There's no reason why it's going to be any different this time. So to summarise, I actually give myself a damn good talking to. But Paula, what do you personally do to feel more confident and conquer your nerves?
There's a few things that I look at before I go into a presentation. Firstly, it's recognizing what my nervous behavior is and eliminating it, because we all have little aspects of our behavior that give away how we feel. I'm personally a finger clicker. When I'm a little bit nervous or a bit unsure of myself, I know that I click my fingers or maybe tap my fingers on a table. That would be really, really annoying to an audience. So I make sure that I absolutely do not do that in any shape or form. No pen clicking, no finger tapping, no rocking on my heels either. Again, that's another classic giveaway. Rocking on your heels with your hands behind your back generally means you're a bit nervous.